We all belong here. We all belong here.
Coming up, message sent. How Iowa City community is reacting to the arrest of Jorge Gonzalez.
And a Hawkeye homecoming. How the University of Iowa struts their school spirit.
Iowa football loses in devastating fashion in the final minutes.
Summer weather, not sweater weather. I'll have your full forecast and weather.
All that and more.
Coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning from Iowa City. It is Monday, September 28th. I'm Cart Smith.
And I'm Morgan Burhans.
And the third member of our team, Kenna Mertes, is outside to tell us today's forecast.
It's been warm lately. Are we going to be seeing fall start to fall in soon, Kenna?
That's right, Karch and Morgan. The heat is still sticking around. I'm currently on the Pentacrest with it being 60 degrees and sunny. Taking a look onto the Pentacrest, today is a high in the upper 80s with tonight looking into the low mid 60s. You may need to bring out your sunscreen because today's sun will be out all day. Looking forward to Tuesday, we don't see much change as it's in the high in the upper 80s and the low 60s. There's certainly heat staying around in Iowa City, and I'm definitely ready for some sweater weather. That's all the weather I have for you right now. Back to the desk.
For our top story, the immigrant advocacy group for the Iowa Escucha Mi Voz shared all the details they know and how they felt about the recent arrest of Jorge Eliezer Gonzalez at Bread Garden. DITV's Colin Carruthers brings us to the scene where the press conference turned into a rally.
Bring Jorge home. Bring them all home. Bring Jorge home. Bring them all home.
Hundreds in the Iowa City community gathered right here at the Ped Mall for a press conference set up by Escucha Mi Voz to hear comments from family members. Iowa City Mayor Bruce Teague and state representatives were just a few feet away down there at Bread Garden. The arrest of Jorge Eliezer Gonzalez took place. Through the graphic video the Daily Ion obtained from Escucha Mi Voz, you can see at points that Gonzalez is wearing an ankle monitor, but as confirmed through the press conference, it was just because he would routinely check in with ICE and has zero criminal record whatsoever. He had last checked in with the facility back in April of this year and was not due again until 2026, leading the family and others to believe that this was a targeted attack. Besides that, they had a monitor on his ankle where they could track him wherever he was going. He was doing nothing wrong.
When he was abducted, it was in a public space. It was in our space.
We also learned that he is currently being held in Lynn County where he is in need of medical attention, which he seemingly has not received. Outside of that, the family nor anyone else has received much word on Gonzalez's status.
He is being held without any information being shared with the family about why he's being held.
This has continued to leave an empty hole in the hearts of Jorge's loved ones. What happened was so violent. It is so hard to see the videos, to see the trauma that was endured. But it wasn't just those at the stage, but also the people in the crowd who had thoughts on the turnout and support for Jorge Gonzalez.
It's inspiring to see the community come together, but it's just the beginning. We need to mobilize, we need to come together, and clearly we need to protect each other.
I hope people open their eyes that we need to hold these people accountable, that we can't just have people roaming our streets, kidnapping people in plain clothes.
The final message for those in attendance was plain and simple. Stay together, stay united, and continue the fight as one, as no one can take away the bravery of Iowa City demonstrated through the event's massive crowd. From the Penn Ball in downtown Iowa City, Colin Carruthers, DITV.
An immigration detainment out of Des Moines is gaining national attention.
Let's send things over to DITV's James O'Connor with this ongoing story.
Yes, guys, there's been a shocking arrest out of Des Moines. The superintendent of the largest school district in the state is in immigration and customs enforcement custody for allegedly being in the USA illegally. Dr. Ian Roberts, the superintendent of Des Moines Public Schools, was arrested in what Homeland Security is calling a targeted enforcement operation. ICE officials approached Roberts during a traffic stop on Friday. He then fled, abandoning his vehicle in a wooded area. Homeland Security says Roberts was in possession of a loaded handgun, $3,000 in cash, and a fixed-blade hunting knife at the time of his arrest. In a news release, ICE claims that Roberts was facing a final order of removal from 2024 and it had existing weapon charges from 2020. The district had no knowledge of the order. Superintendent Roberts has been a part of the school district since 2023 and oversees over 30,000 students. He's worked at several districts across the country. DMPS shared their thoughts on the arrest during a press conference.
There is much we do not know. However, what we do know is that Dr. Roberts has been an integral part of our school community since he joined over 2 years ago.
Superintendent Roberts is currently being held in Woodbury County Jail in Sioux City, according to ICE records, and has since been placed on administrative leave. And Roberts' arrest drew reactions from multiple Iowa City politicians. Governor Reynolds issued a statement saying that his arrest was, quote, shocking, especially in his attempt to evade the authorities. Reynolds says that she will not comment on the investigation as it's currently ongoing. Her message concluded with a statement citing the importance of following immigration laws. Iowa's District 2 representative and U.S. Senate candidate Ashley Hinson posted on X that Roberts, quote, should have never been anywhere around the kids in the first place. She called for Roberts to be deported immediately. Iowa's 3rd District Representative Zach Nunn also published a statement on Facebook. Nunn is calling for transparency in the investigation with a full timeline for events related to Roberts' arrest. This is a developing story, and DITV will be providing updates as available. Back to you guys in the studio.
And the Iowa City School District has approved construction for the new Dream Accelerator program. The program is a room with technology guiding for students to start their career paths and use their strengths. It uses interactive software stations with activities like visualization and setting goals. School board members discussed concerns about screen time and cost, but have decided to award over $500,000 in contracts to 2 construction firms.
The city of Coralville will be installing flock cameras. Many eastern Iowa towns have already been using these cameras to read license plates and track down criminals. The Coralville City Council passed the vote 3-2. The city set aside around $36,000 for the contract with the Coralville Police Department and flock safety. Some have voiced privacy concerns, but others say they will help with safety.
A beloved Hawkeye reunion is back after just over a decade. DITV's Kabedi Matumba follows us on all the fun.
This homecoming weekend, the Iowa Black Alumni Network, or IBAN, held its first homecoming reunion since 2014. Festivities included a meet and greet, networking brunch, 2 reunion parties, a watch party, and a non-denominational Sunday service. IBAN founder Melita Pope Mitchell said that there was more demand for the reunion, especially due to the current climate in higher education.
So we thought that it was the perfect time to bring alumni back to Iowa to let them know that Black alumni are here to support them and encourage them.
For student organizer Trey Manning, it's not only about showing current students that they belong. It's about highlighting the university's rich history.
I feel like there were a lot of stories that were shared yesterday at our networking lunch that people weren't able to hear during all of our years here at the University of Iowa.
UIowa alum Ricky Hall encourages students to make the best of their college experience, even in the face of difficulty.
Part of it is creating the type of community that they want to see and that they need to be successful, and I'd say that anywhere.
It looks like this weekend, both for IBAN members and students, has been full of making new friends, meeting old ones, and overall fostering that sense of community that helps them feel at home. In front of the historic University of Iowa Afro House, Gabidi Mutamba, DITV.
The Hawkeyes had a big weekend, and it was one to remember. From traditions that bring students and the community together, these Hawkeyes show how black and gold is shining bright.
That's right, Morgan, and it was our DITV team was right there in the middle of all of it to bring you the sights and sound that made this year's homecoming special. From the many events that took place, we start off with DITV's Liz Schultz, who took to the streets of downtown, capturing the fun and floats at the parade.
Marching with pride. Floats and friends strut the streets of downtown for the annual homecoming parade. Led by Grand Marshal Lisa Bluter, the parade features dozens of local groups and organizations, including a crowd favorite, the Alumni Band.
This is my first time doing alumni band, so I was really excited to do this. It's a great night. It's a little bit warmer, but the weather's great. The vibes are great.
For the Chervionka family, the homecoming parade is all about tradition and making lasting memories.
Yeah, we're really excited to be out here. The parade was great. We had a lot of fun. Yeah, we got a lot of fun. We did get a lot of fun.
Students say the parade is perfect for showing school spirit.
I love how the community just comes around together to kind of support all the things that are amazing about Iowa City.
Even the Daily Iowans' very own hit the streets waving Hawkeye pride for all to see.
Go Hawkeyes!
Go Hawks!
And as the homecoming parade wraps up, Hawkeyes are making their way back to the Penacris, where we have DITV's Jake Rios, who's jamming out with the Hawkeyes.
Thanks, Liz. And yeah, a ton of fans are pouring in behind me as they are lining up and getting into the mosh pit to watch TiVo Touchdown perform at concert.
The concert first started with DJ No Strangers warming up the crowd. Then fans gave a warm welcome to Tizo Touchdown as he took the main stage.
A little bit, but Tizo's a little fun. Tizo knows his stuff. He's a feature for sure.
A well-known feature indeed, Tizo has recorded huge songs with Drake, Travis Scott, and Tyler, the Creator. The 32-year-old rapper has opened for many artists as well as done his own headlining tour. But the homecoming concert at the University of Iowa was his first time performing on a college campus.
Got to meet the artists, so that was insane. So it was all around a great experience.
The concert was organized by Scope Productions, the university's student-run organization dedicated to promoting live music and other entertainment for the Iowa City community. But the process of setting up such a large concert requires a lot of work beforehand.
So it's been a lot of work over summer, a lot of struggling because it was like a really quick turnaround because homecoming's like a year before it was last year. And it was a little bit stressful, but we got our artists, we got the stage, and I think it's turned out pretty good so far.
The music at the concert was not just the music all throughout Iowa City. We are downtown right now by the Ped Mall, where Linda Lockow has been following the beer band, and she has more on following them throughout the city.
The beer band is blasting tunes all around downtown.
The beer band started first at Spoko, traveling bar to bar, places like Dublin, and lastly ending at Mickey's.
Fantastic. The energy that you feel from the crowd. There's 6 people deep the entire route. It's just so fun.
Blasting musical flair throughout the night, the people of Iowa City were enjoying hearing that black and gold sound.
I always love Hey Jude. We've done that one a lot. But the beer song is a good one because no matter how old we are, it still rings true.
The night carried on with packed bars and the crowd singing along and cheering with the band, making homecoming in Iowa City really special.
I love the connection to Iowa. I had a blast when I was on campus, and it's a fun way to connect with friends again and kind of relive the old days.
With Iowa City's repping the black and gold, this year's homecoming was surely one from the books. From the University of Iowa, Linda Lockow, DITV Arts and Culture.
Coming up later, recap from Iowa football's heartbreaking loss to Indiana, updates from soccer and volleyball, and our top 5 plays from the weekend. All that and more coming up right after the break.
Stories occur every day, and here at DITV, we've got you covered with up-to-date news and politics.
We are anxiously waiting for those votes for not only the national election, but here in District 1.
Community members protest and stand for science. Keeping highlights and scores with Hawkeye Sports.
Advancing to the quarterfinals, Iowa looks to boost their overall placement and their way into the semis.
It's Iowa's second road win of the season, first since September 21st.
And of course, all the latest in entertainment.
Sit back, relax, and here's the word on the street.
I'm here at the Alan McVeigh Theater, where a unique performance.
Here at DITV, we've got a crew bringing you all the stories from across the nation and right here in your backyard.
From the Iowa State Fair.
In Nashville, Tennessee.
From downtown Iowa City.
From Carver Hawkeye Arena.
And bringing all the coverage straight to you live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. Around the University of Iowa and Iowa City community, we have the stories that matter to you here at DITV.
Welcome back to DITV on Monday morning. Let's take a look back outside with Kenna for our forecast for the week ahead.
Well, guys, get ready for some sunshines this week as the sun is making an appearance between 6 to 7 days. Taking a look onto the Penacrest, Wednesday is looking at a high in the mid-80s with a low in the upper 50s with some partial clouds. Thursday and Friday are similar, nearly hitting 90 degrees and dipping into the low 60s. The heat lingers around into the weekend as Saturday is predicted to be in the high 80s and the mid 60s. Looking at Sunday, we're seeing some possible cloud coverage with the heat being consistent, reaching in the high 80s and the upper low mid 60s. For our heat lovers, the sun and heat are sticking around, making a large appearance this week. But hopefully soon we will start seeing some cooler temperatures as it now is officially fall. That is all the weather I have for you right now. Back to the desk.
Gosh, guys, it was a super hot homecoming weekend.
Oh yeah, but I still went to all the events, the parade, the concert. I went to the game, and clearly I didn't have as good a seats as you, did I?
Me and my friends got there an hour early to the gates. We got front row seats, and as you guys already mentioned, it was a super exciting homecoming for Iowa football as they played their biggest game in Kinnick Stadium in over 4 years. However, it was not the outcome they were looking for. DITV's Ryan Paris and Elise Gann were on the scene.
1,092 days. That's how long it's been since Iowa last played a ranked opponent at Kinnick Stadium. But the clock reset today when number 11 Indiana made their way to Iowa City for the annual homecoming game. Fresh off a 63-10 demolition of Illinois, the Hoosiers didn't miss a beat, intercepting Mark Gronowski on the second play of the game. But after converting the turnover into a touchdown 2 plays later, they soon found that the raucous Iowa crowd wasn't as receptive as their own last week.
Yeah, the start of the game wasn't exactly how we scripted it out, and but the guys responded. They came back and responded, and I think we saw that, as the whole game went on.
When Mark Gronowski came back out, he showed he wasn't afraid to move the ball downfield. If it wasn't for an injury sustained later in the game, his 144 yards could have been a season high. Yet it was the defense that made the impact play of the first half. On 4th down, as Indiana was driving and looking to add to their lead, Cohen Entringer shot the gap and forced a turnover on downs.
I watched a lot of tape on them this past season from last year, and they went for a lot of times on 4th down. And, you kind of always got to be prepared for that.
Then Gronowski led Iowa on a methodical 11-play clock-draining drive that culminated in a touchdown with just seconds to go in the half. But Indiana marched right downfield, aided by an Iowa penalty, and knotted the game at 10 going into halftime. In the third quarter, as the game reached a point of equilibrium, the physical nature started to take a toll on some key Iowa players. When Zach Lutmer intercepted Indiana QB Fernando Mendoza with minutes left and the game tied, Hawkeye fans started to look ahead to a potential field storming. But then Drew Stevens missed the go-ahead kick from 42 yards out, and the momentum swung entirely back to Indiana. Mendoza proceeded to flex his NFL draft chops, orchestrating a 2-minute drill to take the lead on a 49-yard catch and run from Elijah Surratt. Iowa backup QB Hank Brown was unable to mount a comeback drive, and Indiana escaped with a narrow 20-15 win.
There's some days that it's hard, but life's hard, and you got to just show up and do it no matter what, because my team needs me to do it, and we all need each other at the end of the day.
Well, at least second time the Hawkeyes had a chance to beat a ranked team this season, and second time they fell flat.
Yeah, Ryan, and this time they had a good grasp on it, but everything unfolded in the fourth quarter.
The Kinnick environment lived up to its expectations all the way until the very end of the fourth quarter, where things went downhill for the Hawks. Fans came into the home of the Hawkeyes with high hopes and aspirations to do something that hasn't been done since 2021.
I'm rushing the field. Is that even a question?
If we probably win, I think we'll probably have to rush down the field with the student section and everybody else.
Kinnick is where ranked teams come to die, so I think we got a decent chance.
Hawkeye fans thought they had it as Iowa kept things close with the 11th ranked Indiana Hoosiers going into the fourth quarter tied at 10 and handing Fernando Mendoza his first interception of the season. However, it was 15 minutes of major adversity for the Hawks. Quarterback Mark Gronowski went down early in the fourth, and Drew Stevens missed a 42-yard field goal that would have given Iowa the lead with 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, you hope it's a play we can make, and he made some great field goals also. So, it's just one of those things we'll just have to work through it.
Instead of booming with eager noise, Kinnick was filled with fans holding their heads in their hands, watching as the wheels continued to fall off for Iowa in the final few seconds. Backup quarterback Hank Brown had one drive to put the Hawks ahead, but with the pressure of 70,000 fans on his shoulders, he couldn't get the job done.
I definitely left some stuff out there. It's football, and those are opportunities you dream of. So I wish I could have executed better.
He seemed poised and, seemed alert and aware and all that type of deal, but I'm sure he wishes he could have done a little bit better, and maybe we need to help him a little bit more off to see the tape. But, he's a high-caliber guy.
Indiana topped things off with a last-minute touchdown to give the Hawkeyes their second loss of the season.
Well, fortunately for the Hawkeyes, they do have a bye week before heading to Wisconsin.
Absolutely. Some big injuries sustained today, so an extra chance for those guys to rest up before they get into the better half of Big Ten play.
Right, Ryan, and now we'll send it downtown for some tailgate coverage.
I'm here at Melrose Court. As you can see behind, the homecoming festivities are in full swing.
Like every year, Hawkeye spirit was alive and well at the University of Iowa's homecoming tailgates, where football, food, and fans unite the black and gold community.
Being with friends and family. I love everything about the tailgating tradition. I love seeing everybody and watching the Hawkeyes win.
For the Iowa Hawkeyes, the annual homecoming game is more than just a tradition. It signifies school pride, unity, and the enduring bond between the university, its students, alumni, and Iowa City.
Like homecoming means coming back to the place where I not only got my education, but I met all of my really good friends and have made lasting memories here. So it's like coming home.
Although this is the end for homecoming this year, I'm sure everyone is already looking forward to next year. From the University of Iowa, this is Camila Muniz, DITV.
With Iowa volleyball coming off a Big Ten opener against Maryland, the Hawkeyes hosted the 7th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers, hoping for a big upset. The Badgers are off to a blazing start, scoring the first 5 points of set number 1. Wisconsin's Mimi Collier will record 10 kills in the first 2 sets, finishing with 17 on the night. The Hawkeyes battled back with set 3 with Sharday Van Zant getting 8 kills, including an ace. The momentum started to shift, but as Wisconsin rallied back to win the 3rd set, 25-16 to seal the game. The Hawks fall to 1-1 in Big Ten play. Iowa soccer went westward to face Nebraska for revenge after the loss in Wisconsin on Thursday. The 10th-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes completed the 1-0 win over the Nebraska Cornhuskers after a header from Millie Greer went in the net in the 18th minute. It's just the defender's 2nd goal of the season, and the Hawks had 7 more shots on goal than Nebraska. However, it was a very physical contest that saw 1 yellow card per team and 17 combined fouls, 11 of those coming from the Cornhuskers. But Iowa did prevail in the end and will host Michigan this weekend. And now it's that time of the week, folks. It's now time for our top 5 plays of the week. So I'll send it over to Jake Rios at the monitor wall.
That's right, Cole. Let's start off with volleyball against Wisconsin at the number 5 spot. And who else to lead the Iowa volleyball team than Sharday Van Zant? Iowa sets it up for a big spike, and she has 1,000 career kills. She doesn't seem to miss those when the space is open. At number 4, it's Kamari Moulton taking a run. He's going to juke out 2 Indiana defenders, taking it all the way down for a 10-yard run, getting them out of a jammed field position. And at number 3, it's the number 8 team in the nation, the Iowa soccer team. Price Laposer hooks the ball into the box. She finds the head of Millie Greer for her 2nd goal of the year. Taking a look at volleyball again for number 2, it's Milana Moisey. Oh, she keeps it alive, putting it on a platter, and Claire Emerald knocks it down almost like a windmill dunk. And at number 1, obviously, you got to go with Zach Lutmore taking it away. Right, it picks it off from Indiana, and he's going to drive it all the way inside the 40-yard line, giving the Hawks a chance to come back and take the win from the Hoosiers. A lot of plays going on. I mean, with those 5, it's hard to even just choose just one. But Cole, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Jake. A lot going on Hawkeye Athletics as always, and very sad about that homecoming loss again, guys. It was a tough weekend for Hawkeye Athletics.
Very tough game, man. But I'll tell you what, it was burning hot, just like as hot as those plays of the week. But
you know what?
You had me wanting some ice cream.
I know. It would have been super nice to have some ice cream at the game. But there is a Wisconsin team making sure that everyone can get their sweet treats, even on a trip to the water. Dylan Deerham of Wisconsin turned a pontoon boat into a floating ice cream truck. He is the face behind Dylan's Desserts, and it has been a major success and a hit for those 2 summers in a row at Bone Lake in Polk County, Wisconsin. Thanks to the help of his dad, Dylan was able to make his very own business with just a pontoon and some ice cream.
Man, I could use some good ice cream right now. It's been way too hot. I need the
Sounds so good.
fall weather to come down, but
I'm very sad, guys. The Dairy Queen on Riverside Drive is closing tomorrow night, actually. Yeah, for the season. Very unfortunate. I've been there like 5 or 6 times since I've gotten back in Iowa City.
Yeah, it's always Dairy Queen is always a go-to. But I mean, some other great places you gotta go. You got Culver's at least. Still.
Culver's, Freddy's has some good ice cream.
Freddy's is very good.
Yes.
So, All right, well, thank you for joining us online or listening on KRUI 89.7 FM.
We are here from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. and online at dailyiowan.com.
For all of us here at DITV, thanks for watching.
We'll see you again on Wednesday morning right here on DITV.